Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bama Standard, your number one source for Alabama football and Alabama legends. And we are live right now. I'm your host, over-the-hill powerlifter and Bama grad, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is senior analyst from Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Mr. Stephen M. Smith, and comedy legend Steve Brown. And our guest host looks like Earl from the gas station in the room he grew up in. No. It's Joey, our beloved producer. Quick program note. Marvin Constant may not be joining us tonight. He got some news. His son was injured at football practice and had to be taken to the hospital, so we will keep up with that. But we are still here to have fun. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I think right now, this running back room we got right here, I think it'll get the current running back room for Bama a go. I think it's a better running back room. I think it's a better running back room right here.
We got the greatest of all time, ladies and gentlemen. We got Trent Richardson. We got Glen Coffee. Man, Stephen Smith, you the hype, man. Go ahead. Let's break it out for everybody.
I think his glasses. I think his glasses are frozen.
Well, they're saying buffering. Hold on.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, Stephen, take this motherfucker.
His glass is loading.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 of the best running backs to ever hit the University of Alabama. One of my favorites, a close friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't even
Glen
hear
Coffee. How you doing, Glenn?
I'm not bad.
You damn right you're not bad. You one of the best.
He has hair right now. That mean he good.
Glen Coffee, one of the best running backs ever hit the University of Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the 1992 national champion, Derrick Lassic. How you doing, Derrick?
Good, and yourself?
Man, I'm good, man. We can't forget my man from 2003 to 2006, the one and only Ken Darby. Ken, how you doing?
I'm great, bro. I'm great, man.
And last but certainly not least, one of the greatest running backs to ever play at the University of Alabama. He ran over so many people from LSU, Tennessee, Florida, Auburn. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Trent Richardson. Trent, how you doing?
Yeah.
Man, I'm good, man. How y'all doing, man?
Hey, you keep saying your man at all of them, and don't none of them know you. But look, you ain't even got a yearbook picture. You ain't even got a damn yearbook picture.
This dude, man. This dude off the chain, man.
Hey man, son tells me. Whoa! Son tells me we're gonna cut a fool today. Hey! You don't want to go past a whisk with me, Steve. You know that.
I'm sorry, man. My bad. Do your thing.
All right, Justin, Stephen, and Smith, do your thing.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into it, fellas. Gentlemen, not everyone can take on the challenge of playing at running back U. So what kind of mindset does it take to play running back at Alabama? Derrick, I'll start with you.
That elder statement, huh?
Yeah. Sponsored by Geritol. Hey, go ahead.
When I played, back when I played when it was, black and white TV and no face mask.
And leather helmets.
Know the playbook, know your game plan. You had to get out there and execute the game plan. Don't make mistakes. Don't get hurt. Because if you get hurt, you had 2 or 3 guys waiting to take your spot. And then once you got your spot taken, it was a long road trying to get it back. That's how it was.
All right, Glenn, what about you, man? What kind of mindset did it take to play running back at Alabama?
I don't think it's just Alabama. I think in the SEC, if you say you're as far as running back, you got to have some type of fortitude about yourself. And if you're talking about Bama, if you're talking about Alabama, then you already know, like it was already said, if you don't perform, you might go from first string to third string real quick. You know, so I mean, you got to execute, not make mistakes. And as a running back at Bama, you know, it's cool if you can break that 70-yarder, that 60-yarder, but if you can't get that 4 yards or that 3 yards and be consistent with that, then you're not gonna play at all. So I think when it's all said and done, you got to be rough. You know, you got to be able to carry that launch pad. So.
No doubt. KD, what do you think?
The mindset you said, the playing the back, being back at Bama. Shit,
running back you.
You gotta be a dog, man. Period. If you're not a dog, man, you're not gonna fit in. And what Glenn said, man, let me get this right. But what Glenn said, man, at back, man, you always was told 4 yards. You get 4 yards, that's productive. You've been productive, you can get 4 yards. So 4 yards a carry, I mean, you taking care of business. And of course, the icing on top is when you break for the big ones. But at the end of the day, you just gotta have a different mindset, man. You gotta pretty much have that beast mindset that nobody out there can touch you. Even the linebackers, nobody can touch you.
That's what's up, KD. You know, and I saw you take a lot of them to the house, man. But currently, I think I just heard your girl fussing at you for bringing the car back late. Is that true? I think I just heard
I don't know why y'all
I was getting nervous.
Can you touch on that? Man. Can you touch on that for a second?
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. You full of it, bro. Go over with all that, man.
I don't think you was too productive then. You.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Oh shit! I'm
always productive. Dude, off the chain, man.
Steve Brown said, "Who's next?"
Hey man, hey man, KD brought the car back with no gas in it. Now you gotta go do some stadiums.
Now to someone who's not in trouble with his wife is Trent. So Trent, what's that mindset got to be at running back you?
Man, hopefully we can put gas in the car. Nah.
That's about right.
Nah, man.
Hey man, hey, y'all know the tripped out part about this. Coffee high as hell. He don't know what's going on.
Well, I got to be high, man.
Hey man, we're trying to do a show here.
We might get one story in tonight, guys.
Hey, you know what's funny? Look, you know what's funny, right? Only time you see Glen Coffee is like a snip of Glen. Like you only see Glen for like a few seconds. Like I remember being on a recruit visit, and Glen came to the back of the I think it might have been a Delta house or something. He might have been, you know, they put all the black sorority houses, the fraternity houses in the back of the back of Brian.
Right.
And so we see Glen out there, his teammates are shocked. Like that. Glen had a little bit in his hand. He sipped it one time. Now I look back, he was gone. I ain't see Glen for the rest of
You know how I roll, bro. You know how.
Man, look, Glen's so smooth, baby. Glen's smooth operator, baby. I knew Glen was leaving at the Challenger Bank. Glen said, he said to me, "You ready to run that ball next year?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna be ready." He said, "All right, I'm going." I ain't see Glen no more.
That was your selling point.
That's how he got me. That's how he got me to Bama. Glen said one thing.
Hey, it's a true story. That's a true story.
Glen was like, "I'm finna go, man. You can get this position if you want it, but I'm finna go."
Real fast from Nick Saban Jr. We got, Trent, what was it going through your mind on the play against Ole Miss? Now, what play was you talking about, Nick Saban Jr.?
D play,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you talking about the play. Well, what happened is I had told me and Burns and Glen know this, like we real close in our room. So I told Burns, because he had hit me in the backfield, early in the game. I'm like, Coach, if he do that again, if he cheat again like that, I can beat him. I can verse field and beat him. Like Burns said, well, shit, if you do that, because you're leaving your block, you better be able to, run that ball, and you better be able to do what you got to do. So I got him in the backfield first. When I got him in the backfield, I verse field, and I said, I'm saying to myself, dang, I just left all my block. I left all my block. So this all going through my head. So I'm like, I got to make something happen. And so I reversed field, and what happened was I was going to reverse field again, and Buddy was just right there. I slowed down for my block, and I was going to reverse field again, and everybody turned. Everybody, they turned. They felt I was going to reverse field again. And I'm thinking in my head this time, like, man, I just got to get in. I'm tired as hell. I got to get in the end zone. Let me just get in the end zone. Let me get in the end zone. Let me get in the end zone. But that day, right, my daughter had turned 5. And so I told my daughter that day, I said, I'm going to score 5 touchdowns for you. Now, I scored 5. They called one on back. But I officially scored 5, but they called one on back. But, man, in my head, I was just like, man, I done got way down here this far. I got to get in the end zone. I got to get in the end zone. And, and at that time, you don't think
I remember that match too.
Yeah. And then at that time, I wasn't thinking about it, but at that time, that really like solidified some stuff for me for the Heisman running, for the Dope Walker. And like for me, I wanted to be the Dope Walker winner more than anything because Alabama never had one. And we had Mark for the Heisman, but Mark didn't win a Dope Walker. And so for me, I wanted to win that more than anything for my offensive line and for my team because that meant more, and especially with our room. Because Glenn, you know how close our room is. Like if one win something, everybody wins something. So that was really like my mindset.
Well, I tell you what, that was one of the sickest Duke moves ever going down Alabama history. To you, Derrick, 1992 was a long time ago. And you showed your behind. And I wanna know what's your take on this upcoming Alabama-Miami game. Because I from my understanding, Miami been talking a lot of cheddar right now. But what do you think?
They've been mad since 92.
Huh?
They've been mad since 92, 93, Derrick?
Yeah, they've been mad a long time. But that's Miami. They're going to talk. I expect nothing but them to talk. But, we're going to look differently this year. Our defense is going to be a lot better than it was last year. And offensively, we don't quite know where we're going to be at yet because we're implementing a lot of new players, a new offensive coordinator, and things of that nature.
I got a question right now with Trent Richardson and Glen Coffee. 2008 Iron Bowl, 2009 Iron Bowl. These 2 games are very important in your guys' career. What was the mindset after beating Auburn? Especially you, Trent. I mean, you pretty much won the game for Auburn that year. What was the mindset after all those years of losing to Auburn and then come on and just beat Auburn like they were nothing?
You want to take that first, Glenn, or you want me to
go? Go ahead.
Well, for me, it was more because Mark got hurt that game. And so it was more for me to, to step up and, like
Glenn did you step up?
Yeah, next man always up. And so a lot of people don't realize too. And one thing about Nick, he keep the chamber so loaded. Like it'd be a lot of our players on our second screen or third screen be better than our starters. And I'm not saying nothing about Mark, but I'm talking about, you got to think about it. Marcel Darius didn't play. He wasn't even a starter when I was in school. He sat behind Terrence Cody, especially that freshman year. I mean, you got guys like that. I mean, you got some real guys out there that can really just ball. But when Mark went down, like I already knew because Mark head was already out the game, right? Mark, I think it was Nick Fairley had said something to Mark, and he had hit him. I guess I don't know if he hit him in the hip or whatever. When he had hit him, he had said to Mark, he said, "Man, you overrated than them other." So Mark put his head down. And so when I looked at Mark, I said, "Mark, you good?" I said, "What they doing out there?" He's like, "Bro, they out there hidden." And so when I went out there, we was going in like that first drive when I went out there, like every play came to me and Julio. Like the first 3, touches I got, like it came straight to me. And me and Julio was going back and forth. And Julio had said to me, had pulled me aside, said, "Hey, you gonna win this game for us." And so in my head, and Roy Upchurch, said the same thing. In my head, I'm thinking like, man, I'm young. I just got to get I get what I can get. And at that time, man, it wasn't even about me, and knowing all of my signs. It was just about me running hard. Like I just ran hard, man, and just did what I had to do. And I just, everything I studied, everything I, got prepared for that game, it meant more than everything. That game meant more than that championship that year.
Hey, let me tell you something, though. Derrick already know this. KD already know this, too. I'd have took all y'all lunch money.
Man,
here we go.
Man,
Okay, real quick.
Your son must be okay.
Hey, man, first off, how's your son, bro?
Yeah, how's your son?
All we got from the trainer was somebody hit him in his knee, and his knee collapsed. And helmet went into his knee, and it was bad. And they had to call the ambulance to come get him. So that's all we got so far.
Well, you know what, man? We praying and sending it up is nothing but a sprain, and he gonna get through it and keep it, and he gonna be a lot better than his daddy, which is easy to do, but he's gonna be a lot.
Speaking of it,
what's his
So
classification?
speaking of real fast with Glenn, what was that Iron Bowl like for you? I mean, 2008 was the first time in 6 years.
Yeah. What they were saying, fear the finger or fear the thumb, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had lost all them years in a row. And the best thing about that game for me and us as a team was they knew what we was about to do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no secret. They knew exactly how we was going to try to win the game. We was going to control the clock, play good defense. And to be able to beat them like that, as handily as we did, it was no better feeling, man. And usually I don't get caught up in rivalries and football and stuff like that. But after that game, it felt good, man. It felt real good.
Nick Saban Jr. just asked a question, but I wanted to know this: who would win? Not just Trent, but who would win against Ken Darby and Marvin Constant?
I want to know everybody if they met him in the hole, what would happen?
Shit, first off,
Somebody turn up his mic.
Hey man, tackling now. Tackling now.
Marvin, what you gotta say, Marvin?
Marvin, he'll be tackling now.
Oh, my helmet right here waiting. It's on deck,
Hey, tackling now. Hey,
I stay ready.
I'm good.
Man, that
in
looks like
tight,
an autograph.
I'm good. He know I'm
Look like
good
an
in tight
autograph
spots.
Halloween helmet back there, man. What is that?
Huh?
That's a signature. That's a signature helmet back there. That's an autograph helmet. What is that?
Oh, don't make the mistake now. The 4.5 is right here ready now. We keep it on deck.
You right 4.5.
So what happens, Trent, if you run into him in the hole? What happens to Marvin?
Man, look, it's over with. It's over with. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. It's over with. And look, I don't do all that rah-rah fuss and stuff. I'm just gonna look at him and just laugh. I'm just smile. So you better ask the guy. They pull out contracts. But Glenn, you better tell them. they camp time. They pull out them contracts real quick.
Hey, look here. Jamal Lewis said the same thing. Travis
Ain't Jamal though. Listen, I'm not Jamal.
It's different.
I'm not.
Hey,
Jamal.
Marvin. Why you talking to him like that? You know you ain't got no bottoms on. I don't understand that, sir. Put some bottoms on.
What is it?
Hey man, I'd have folded every running back on here up like a cheat, one of them cheap chairs at a church picnic.
Hey, me and Glenn would have had fun with you because you love to talk. We would have had so much fun with you. We'd have been on you all practice.
What do y'all think about how football is now? It's more so pass happy than being balanced. Because what do y'all think about it? Do y'all think they should pound more or? Oh Lord, Katie didn't kidnap somebody's son. Y'all call for that. You said He brought the car back late with a little boy in the back seat. You don't even know who boy that is. Don't even
Man, chill out with all that, man.
Hey man, so what do y'all think about these offenses being more pass happy?
Can I pop it off?
Sure.
Personally, I think running backs just got to develop their skill set more. I don't think McCaffrey should be an exclusive running back. I think every running back should be able to line up in the slot or do whatever he's got to do to create mismatches in the field. So I think the running back position as a whole just has to adapt. And when I say adapt, I mean get those big contracts in the NFL. You know, I still think running backs are underpaid, but I also think running backs are underutilized.
All right. Well, speaking on that topic, I got a question for you, Derrick, because you played back when there was very little passing. How do you think your game would be today in today's offense, the way they're using backs with these screen passes, putting them in motion, wide out? I mean, they're using these backs.
I think it'd be a Heisman one.
Well, what I can say, out of all the running backs, I think I was the fastest out of all of them. And I was probably the smallest. Yeah, I was a 4'3", 4'2" guy. But
what you think I was, Dad?
But when we played, hey, we can lace them up right now, and I'm 51 years old.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? We can hit the waist and all that. You know, I'm an OG.
You're right. You're an OG. Look,
I'm an OG. I can handle my business. I can handle my business.
And I respect
myself.
What you want to run? You want to lift?
Hey, look at Coffee. Coffee like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm high.
I'm not.
You want to run and lift?
Look, I'm not.
Hey, Marvin.
You can go look at it. I'm 10-3-1 in 100. Look.
That's the 100. I didn't say 100.
40. I was 4'3".
But there was nobody faster than me on Alabama or Dallas when I played. I ran the fastest 40 times. Period.
Hey, you know what? I tell you what. I would say I can't. Well, I can say you're durable as hell, because back then all y'all did was grounded and pounded. Y'all wasn't throwing it all, just ground and pounded.
That's all y'all was doing. More wide open. I was suited more for this style offense than I was the offense that we ran. But like Darby said, you have to adapt. So I had to adapt to the style that we played.
I believe you can still play now.
I mean, I can't play now, but I can run and lift. I ain't gonna get out there and try to play with them boys. But I know I run and work out. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey, Derrick, my co-host, you know, he got a bone to pick with you, man. My co-host said he gonna get you in the gym one day, man.
Who, Prince?
Yeah, Langham said he got to get you, man.
Come on, Langham ain't. Hey, I put out a match for Langham. He wanted to box.
We talked about it on the radio. Look, Langham said he gonna hit you 3 times for you to throw one on. He said your arms too big, man. That's what he said.
Listen, I told him he can do for charity.
I need you to hold it down for the running back room. That's what I need you to do.
I'm definitely gonna do that now.
Hold on, time out.
I used to box PAL when I grew up in New York. I boxed.
So, hold on. So there's going to be an Antonio Langham, Derrick Lassic charity boxing match?
No,
they doing that.
He don't want it.
We setting that up.
Can I referee?
Hey, man. Hey. See, what y'all forgetting is y'all ain't know this. Y'all ain't know I throw hands too. I think I knocked you out.
We seen your comment view come to the stage throwing Mike.
Yeah, I knocked you out, sir.
You know how he developed them hands, getting beat up by them sissies in middle school and high school.
Hey, man, why y'all got to do all this, man? Why y'all got to talk about me like this?
Hey, Ken, I got a question for you. What was your recruitment like at Alabama?
We didn't have too much of a huge class. We had some pretty good some pretty stellar dudes. We had D'Amico Rhines, me, Ramsey.
Freddie?
Who?
Roach?
Yeah, but no, not Roach. Freddie Roach, he was before me. So when I came in my class, we really didn't have too many big hit names. Like I said, I know it was me, D'Amico. You had who else? Juwan Simpson. Who else? You had a few other guys, man, but we really didn't have too much of a big stellar class that came in like that.
Hey, man, well, you know what? Maybe y'all did, but y'all did y'all thing. Y'all did y'all thing. Real talk.
Oh, yeah. We worked with what we had.
Hey, man, y'all did, but I know right now, this very moment, you still wondering, where did I get that child from?
What's going on?
Hey, man, it ain't tax season yet. What you doing?
Chill out, boy. I want my little posse coming here.
Marvin, your arm looks like a wing from Southern Bird. Look,
was a Suns t-shirt.
I'm gonna let y'all have
Hey, Stephen A. Stephen A. Don't be rocking so hard you're gonna hit your glasses up against the screen.
I got you, Steve. I got you.
KD, I gotta bring up something, man. And not many people can actually say they did this against Ole Miss, man. You embarrassed Patrick Willis. I'm talking about embarrassed him not once but twice, maybe a couple of more times. Can you talk about that?
Willis, oh shit, Willis was a dog. Everybody know that though. But man, I told you, it's just I don't know, man. It's just something about Ole Miss, bro. I just really didn't care for Ole Miss, and I guess they used to talk a lot, especially him. But I guess I always had something I had to prove against that dude for some odd reason. Man, I'm real cool now though. Don't get me wrong, but even when we played, I used to tell him, like, there's no way you're going to tackle me, dude, in open field or in the hole. You got to catch me when I'm, like, moving a certain angle to get me in. Shit, I always used to make him look stupid.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Hey, I got a question for everybody. I got a question for all the football players. What was y'all hardest match? Like, what game that didn't seem like it was going to be that game, but it was just like, man, we got to come to play today. Like, for me, it was always Mississippi State. Like Mississippi State was like the strongest people ever.
For me,
that Mississippi, man.
No lie.
They had nothing to lose. They had nothing to lose. They were expected to lose, so they just came out. We almost lost to them in our national championship year.
Yep.
They didn't care. They were trying to take you out. I mean,
to me, my game was Florida State when I played on the PlayStation. I think that's when they got in trouble for the likeness and all that. Before they got in trouble.
I'll tell y'all this though. You know, for me, we were playing Michigan in BCS Orange Bowl in '99. We had them beat. We were up by almost 3 touchdowns. I mean, we were killing them, wearing them out. Second half, they bring in this guy called Tom Brady. It went downhill real fast. That's all I said. And we ended up losing by 1 point because we got a history of having bad kickers at Alabama. And that dude missed so many field goals, man. And over time took advantage of every missed field goal. So, yeah, we should have won that game. But Tom, he came in, man, and seeing that dude play firsthand in '99 before it was the legend of Tom Brady, you know, being on the opposite sideline, you didn't realize that you were watching greatness at its earliest, you know.
How old is Tom Brady now? 97? How old is he?
He an OG, but still doing it.
I don't know how he's still playing. I don't know how. I wake up every day and my knees feel like crackling bread. How does this dude still playing?
Hey, Glenn, man, would you mind talking about that game against Clemson in 2008? Man, you destroyed those Tigers. What lit that fire in you?
It wasn't just me, man. I mean, it was me, Mark. Everybody came out the ball that game. You know, the season before we went 7-6, and I tell people all the time, like, usually if a new coach comes in and you go 7-6 with that coach, you looking at him crazy, like, bro, what's up? But with Saban, all I can say about Saban is like it's real. You know, whatever presence he's got is real. And so after we went 7-6, we still believe we was gonna go to the national championship the next year. You know, we wasn't saying national championship, but we wasn't scared of nobody. And so that opening season, that opening game was it was just all that anticipation of the upcoming year, man. So yeah, I like sometimes every once in a while I go back and watch that game, not to watch me play, but just I knew that we was all out there ready to die on the field that day, man. And I think that's what you've seen, you know, the tenacity and the struggle, and we wasn't gonna lose that game. Just I don't know how else to say it. We wasn't gonna lose that game, and so we wasn't worried about the rest of the season. We just knew we had to take care of business with Clemson, and we did, man. So
that was a game. That was a game that pretty much turned everything around for Bama. That was a game that turned everything because I think y'all went. Did y'all play at Clemson, right? Did y'all play at Clemson?
No, it was on Atlanta. I want to say.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
Atlanta.
but I know Alabama. But I know Alabama was the underdog, though. Y'all was the underdog.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I mean, we was the underdog. Clemson, you know, they was all they talked about was James Davis and C.J. Spiller. Mm-hmm. You know how they was gonna run all over us, and it actually was the opposite. It was me and Mark out there balling. So that was cool to be a part of.
Hey guys, I'm getting a lot of messages, so I gotta check on the little man. Again, I want to thank y'all for coming on. I wish I could spend more time with y'all, but I gotta see what's going on with the little one. He's in bad situation.
All right, man.
That's Sprint letting you know you got to pay your bill, sir. Go ahead. And just so you know, Marvin, you better go and do it because Sprint will cut your ass off in the Sprint store. So go ahead.
If I had more time, I would deal with you, but I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. I got one thought here. So Trent, what happened in that Arkansas game where you just bounced off everybody and scored? Ooh,
damn!
They did up, man. They you know, and it was crazy because it was actually a busted play. And I think two guys came through and they just didn't wrap up shit. I was just running. Like I was more like Forrest Gump. Jenny told me to run and I was running.
The boys didn't want to hit you, dog.
And after that, like that solidified so much for me because I remember Justin Woodall came to me and said yeah, 3 young freshman. He said you can do that in, you know, to the games that's not the SEC game. You finna step in the SEC play now. Let's see where you at. And so that was in my mind the whole game, like the whole day, like going up like to the meets and stuff like that. Like, okay, this is SEC time. This is real football. When I got out there, man, and Arkansas, actually every time I played Arkansas, I had a real good day. Arkansas made my SEC, you know, made my SEC game like come alive, like to, you know, give me confidence because I never knew how good I was. I only played it, you know, in Pensacola. Because we never made it to the playoffs in high school. Because I never played defense. I always played offense. I could score 1,000 touchdowns, but we couldn't stop nobody on defense. And you playing in that Panhandle, like it's real good football in the Panhandle. So you had to put up a whole bunch of points. I mean, playing guys like Wall, like when I played against Glenn, little brother, like his younger brother, like shit, he was putting up 3-4 touchdowns a game, but come down and and making 15 tackles. So you playing against guys like that, and Alfred Morris, you know, he led the NFL for 2 years straight, our rookie year. Then we had man, it was so many guys out there from Pensacola, you know, from our area out there on the Gulf Coast. I think it was like 18 guys at one time in the NFL. But, you know, just playing against guys like that, Doug Baldwin, to where, you know, we didn't know how good I was until I made it to Alabama. And I made it to All-American game, but I mean, you know what that game was. I mean, it was a throwing game. So, like, for me, like, when I first got my real, you know, piece of, you know, how good can I be outside of Pensacola was when I got to Alabama and, you know, started, you know, getting off in these scrimmages and, you know, just started working hard and, you know, actually got that game day. And I actually got in the first game of the season because Roy caught a Charlie horse. And Roy caught that Charlie horse, and Coach asked me, was I ready to go in and make a tackle? You know, go in on kickoff. And I ain't made a tackle about 5 years. Made a tackle about 5 years. Went down there, got shook the first time, and Chris Rogers cleaned him up and made him fumble. And he got all the praise for it. He boosted my head up to beat him down there running. He boosted my head up, and he got all the praise for it. Then the next time I went down there and made a tackle, and then Coach put me in the, you know, offense to run the ball, and I ran like 2 or 3 people over, and I ain't left the field since.
Nick Saban Jr., Trent, how is it returning back to football when you're playing for the Birmingham Iron, and how did you feel when they stopped the league so, like, just out of the cuff?
Well, for me, like, returning back to football was just like more for me to, like, you know, my boys never see me play, and I didn't realize that. My girls got to see me play, and, you know, and it was crazy because it was just more like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this or not. And then, you know, they actually brought a team to Birmingham, and I think I don't know, was I talking to you, Glenn, about this? I think I had came to the complex, and me and Glenn were talking. I said, man, I think I'm gonna join this Alliance League they bringing. And Nick was actually the guy who told me, like, yeah, they bringing the team to Birmingham. Coach Kendrick is gonna be the GM, so you need to go talk to him. And they told me about it, man, and, you know, and actually getting back through it, man. I had fun because I actually got to teach the guys more than anything, and I was on the business side of sports now. Not just doing it for the love of it, and being young and dumb about it. I knew how to interpret the business talk of it, and and to put myself out there more of a business owner when it came to myself. And so when it stopped, it was just like, I wasn't. For me, football is not everything. I love football, but football is not it's a platform for me. And now I'm at that age now to where I understand that you ain't nothing but another number. Like you ain't nothing but another a check for them. And that's what I was teaching some of these young guys. And so learning from them and teaching those guys, and I spent a lot of time with the coaches because I was in a lot of the coaches meetings. So I got to show these guys and teach these guys and interpret these guys what the coach them meant. Because a lot of guys, when you out on the field, everybody you got attitude.
Steve Brown's gonna
Yeah. KD, what you got going on, man?
My kids, man.
KD, what you got going on, man? Hey, you know what? Somebody brought up an interesting question, and it was to Coffee. So you did you did a stint in the Army?
Yeah.
For real?
He was an Army Ranger.
Nah, I mean, I wasn't a Ranger. I didn't do nothing to get in trouble.
Huh?
I didn't do nothing to get in trouble.
So what you did? What now?
All I did was get in trouble.
Oh yeah, because I went in the Army too. I went in as an E5, but I left as an E, a lowercase E. I was so bad, my E was backwards. As a matter of fact, when I left,
sticking with Glenn. Hey,
hold on, Derrick. Let me ask you something. We want to talk about you playing in the Super Bowl. What was that like?
Well, for the 2 or 3 plays I was in, it was okay.
Playing in the Super Bowl is playing the Super Bowl. You made it.
It was just another game for me because I really didn't get any action. You know what I'm saying? Not like, like I played. But it was great to be there.
And people don't realize how hard it is to make it to that damn Super Bowl, man, because we made it to the conference finals every year, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like shit, it's hard to beat Tom Brady, man, especially in Foxborough. In the playoff time, man, it's hard to beat Tom Brady, man.
Yeah, when I played, it was either us or San Francisco. We traded back and forth. I think we won 3 years in a row, and then they beat us, and then we won another 2 years in a row, something like that. Yeah.
I got a question for Derrick. Derrick, listen, since Alabama's playing Miami, and probably a week and a half. So during that game, you and the old teammates, y'all think about getting together, man, watching the game.
You went out for a second.
Cricket Wireless cut him off.
He froze.
I froze. Okay, I'm saying. Okay, so the game against Miami is coming up soon. Alabama, Miami, and I was wondering what you got on the agenda. You and some of the old teammates from that team that y'all plan on getting together, watching the game. What y'all bring back memories?
I don't know. I may run into a couple of them, but I don't really do much on Saturdays. I usually just stay at the house. But I may go down there and I may run into a couple of the guys. I talked to Curtis Brown because, we see each other quite often. I know Sherman's going to be down there. Me and Sherman talk quite often. So I don't know if I'm going to go down there and get in the mix or just stay at the crib.
I got you.
Now, Trent, when you scored that touchdown against LSU in the title game, were you like, about time a touchdown?
Yeah, man. So, when I scored that touchdown, for me, I was mad because they kept taking me out in a red. And I was like, why are you taking me out? Because I wasn't tired. And so for me, I was like, man, I got to get in this end. I can't let this be my last game and I don't get in the end zone. And And when we finally got in the end zone, man, I was, they was actually telling me to come out. And I had told Ed, like, nah, I'm good. Stay, like, you stay out. I'm good. And so when he called the play, man, it just came open. Like, I just, busted backside, man, and it came wide open. I bounced it to the outside. And man, it was just, like, really, the end to my story at Alabama, man. Like, that was my last down I played at Alabama. But a lot of folks don't realize, too, like, I didn't play nothing but full games at Alabama my last year in school.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my last year, if you go back and look, I only played like 2 full games. And that was both of the LSU games. And I played a little bit of the fourth quarter of the Florida game, but like my last year, I only played like 2 full games. And that was both of the LSU.
Wow. I didn't even realize that.
I know how that feels, because we had like a 3-back rotation with me, Sherman, and Chris Anderson. So I couldn't really get into the flow of things. And that's just, Coach Stallings said, man, you're 190 pounds. We want to try to keep you fresh. I'm like, well, damn, Coach, we only got 3 more games left. But they kept me fresh for the Miami game, and they gave me the rock then, so I was all right. Miami and Florida, they gave me the rock.
You was in school?
Excuse me?
You was on 190 in school?
Yeah, I was 190 pounds.
Man, look, you ain't want to see me. Look, you ain't want I'm be real, man. Look, man, I ain't
see you in what?
Yeah, you ain't want to see me in that, man. You
in what? In
I'm talking the weight room. You said somebody weight room. You ain't want
the weight room now.
Hey, Trent. Hey, Trent. I look. I've seen you, and I've been around to see this cat, Derrick. You need to look. You might want to look at some game film.
Oh no, I ain't talking about him on the field. I'm talking about the weight room.
That too.
The weight room in college, you got me. But now, I was always naturally strong. I power cleaned 335 at 190, but I didn't like lifting weights. I would go in the weight room and fool around. I didn't take it serious. But after I stopped playing,
Man, I was doing 425 in high school, power cleaning and jerking. That's what I'm saying. I was squatting. When I lived Bama, I squatted 900 twice, and they stopped me.
Yeah, I squatted 650. Yeah, I didn't know you that strong.
I came in doing 600. Yeah, they stopped me when I came in doing 600. Like I said,
when I came into Bama, they just stopped me at the gate. They just stopped me.
He was selling water.
Yeah, they just stopped me. I ain't get a clean touch, nothing.
What you squatting and benching now? You working out now?
Yeah, man. I can still throw up probably 5 if I actually just maxed out. So what I do more reps now, but I still do, I still lift, but I don't lift as heavy. But on squats, I probably still squat a whole bunch. Yeah. But I just do more. I just do more repetition now. But it's like even when I did the 225 the other day, right? I did it after a full workout, running and stuff like that. And I did it like 25 times.
Yeah.
And I just did it.
I do a lot of calisthenics, but yeah, I throw it up the weight.
Yeah, so like now I do like a lot of Olympic training, like as far as like Olympic track, to be more cut up.
Yeah, man. What I do, man. I pop in my Richard Simmons VHS tape, throw some leotards and go to hell at it. That's what I do. I'm too old for all that, man.
Oh my God!
Hey, I got a quick Steve Brown
tell
crazy.
Your podcast. Tell your mate Antonio Langham if he want to throw on the gloves. I'll make sure I give him a pair of gloves.
Damn.
And we can do something down at by the stadium.
Oh yeah, look, you got my dog Mag. You say you gonna have one hand behind your back. you got him.
I ain't say that.
I'd
never underestimate anybody. But he said he's been boxing for a while. So okay, yeah, all right. You can
I got a quick question, real fast.
Doing the show, him and Jay.
I got a quick question. You're talking Gene Stallings. We talking Mike Shula. We got Nick Saban. Y'all three had coached under. Y'all have been played under 3 legendary coaches. Mike Shula's doing his thing in the NFL right now. What do you think their legacies would be? We all know Nick Saban's legacy is right now. He's one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. But Gene Stallings and Mike Shula, what do you think their legacies are always going to be?
Where did Mike Shula fall into this equation? When?
Because Ken Darby played under Mike Shula.
Yeah, but that was Ken Darby. But you
So did
consider
Glen Coffee.
Hold on. But you considering him a legend?
He's doing his thing in the NFL right now. Man.
We talking about what he did for Bama. What did he do for Bama?
He played quarterback.
Okay, yeah, no.
Let's start with Derrick. What do you think Gene Staunton's legacy would be at?
Well, his legacy was bringing the championship back to Alabama because it was a while before we won a championship. And then he started putting teams together where we were competing for championships year in and year out. So he brought that tradition back, and I think that'll be his legacy.
Okay, Ken Darby, what do you think Mike Shula's legacy would be at the University of Alabama?
You finna get cussed out. Go ahead. Cuss his ass out, Ken.
Hey, recruiting him to go to Alabama. That's
it.
I say this, man. I tell a lot of people that when they ask me about Mike Shula.
He got to rub his head. He's so agitated.
No, Glenn. Hey, Glenn can probably vouch for this too, because he, like I say, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But
Glenn,
Mike Shula, Mike Shula is a great players coach. I think he was a good players coach, but far as a head coach, he wasn't it.
Thank you.
He wasn't it.
Thank you.
He was a good. He was
like I said, legendary category.
Like I say, he was a good players coach. Like I say, you could talk to him. But head coach is what we was missing for a long time, and that's what we got when we got Saban in. So
exactly.
Shula's a person though. He a great dude, great coach.
Hey man, Mike Shula was a players coach. He'd come in the locker room talking about, hey man, what a hole's at? That's what he
Oh yeah.
No, nothing.
Hey, Glenn,
come on, man.
Glenn and Trent. Okay, Glenn, you coach. You played under Mike Shula, and you also played under Nick Saban. Yeah. What was the two differences between Nick Saban and Mike Shula?
Night and day.
I'm sorry, Glenn.
I always tell people that I felt like Shula would have been like a good coach in a Pac-10 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay.
But Trent, you won 2 national championships with Nick Saban. What do you think everybody knows his legacy, but we just want to hear it from your mouth. What do you think Nick Saban's legacy is going to be?
The best,
greatest coach of all time?
Yeah, the best college coach to ever done it. Like I can't see him, nobody else. You know, I think Dabo would give him a
nah.
I see. Yeah, I can't even say Dabo will give him a run for his money because Dabo ain't done what he's done. Like he at that long ago, Dabo's been there. When Nick has been there at Alabama, he's not done what Nick has done. And
I got a question for all of y'all. Who's played for Nick. Why would y'all let that man Nick got to be 5'3" talk to y'all so crazy and reckless?
Yeah, he didn't talk to everybody like that. No,
he didn't talk to everybody like that.
Hey man, no. When I met Coach Saban, I think I was at an Alabama. It was I think it was a coach's clinic or whatever, and he passed by. Hey, how's everybody doing? And I'm like, that's Nick Saban. I mean, I had to look down. Now I'm 5'7". I had to look down. He was the nicest guy in the world. But he saw some players. He saw some little league kids doing something and went the hell off.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that we spiritual beings?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you were seeing him in the spirit, he'd be 5 times bigger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Justin, I told you that boy was smoking. I told you.
Hey, Steve, I agree with you. That's the first time I agree with you.
All right, we're coming close to the end here. My last question to everybody is, if you would, tell us your best game or your best memory from Alabama. I'll start with you, Derrick, and then we'll go according to time played there.
Are you trying to say Derrick's old?
Yeah, I'm old. So, I'm
Derrick, that dude. Derrick, dude. I'm a fan.
Hey, Derrick, before you start, I just want to let you know you look young and we all respect you. Justin is saying this shit by himself.
Hey, man, that sounds like you talking to an old person. Just be quiet.
No, my greatest accomplishment is going there and getting a degree. I was the first kid from my family to get a degree. So that meant more to me than actually winning a national championship, because quite naturally the odds were stacked against me. I come from New York, not the greatest area in New York, not the worst. And so going there and finishing what I started was important to me. And that degree was
KD.
Hey, I won't even bring up game, man. I have a lot of memorable games, but I guess one of my most memorable moments, I'm gonna have to pick on my boy Glenn real quick. I'm gonna have to pick on him, and I'm gonna have to pick on Rub Church. Like I said, them jokers up under me, so they was there when I was there going into my last year, so I know exactly how these little jokers used act, him and Roy, when they came in. So just to see those two transform when me and LaRon left, to see what they got themselves into, the type of players they became after we left. I never told you this, big dog, but me and LaRon always used to talk about it when we was playing, when y'all still in college, sitting in the NFL. We used to brag about y'all because we literally thought them jokers was not going to last with Sparky. We thought they literally was going to be getting kicked out of school quick. And to see what them jokers did, man, after we left and what they came out to be far as player-wise, now that right there myself, that was one great memorable moment for me, man. And I know LaRon will vouch for me as well on that, because we always want to tell you we was proud of you boys, man. Y'all boys totally did a 360 when we left, because we didn't see the light for y'all. We knew it. But yeah, that's one of my most memorable moments, man. As far as games, yeah, man. I feel like I shined every game, so I don't want to talk about that. But for them players, but for him, yeah, that's my most memorable moment, man.
I appreciate you saying that, man.
Yeah,
hey, Glenn, go ahead. Glenn, go ahead and talk about the Kentucky and Auburn game.
I mean, it was good games, but I was just thankful. Like, I didn't grow up stunting football like that. I grew up a nerd, reading fantasy novels and playing video games and stuff like that, right? So it would be like week 5 in the season. I wouldn't know who we was playing week 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally wouldn't know.
Yeah. And I come in the locker room, crew visit, Glenn over there reading a book.
Yeah,
like for real.
Everybody else in the playbook, he
reading Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Everybody else in the playbook, he read Harry Potter. Hey man,
cast the spells at halftime.
but after
let Glenn talk, y'all. Man, come on. Go ahead, Glenn.
Like Glenn would literally have a Bible in his hand, just reading it in a locker room.
But after I left, I'd be chilling and somebody be like, "Man, you was a great running back at Bama," or somebody would be like, "Do you remember this game and that game?" And dang, how was it? And I think like, damn, I actually played in the SEC. I actually played for the University of Alabama. Actually got to go to the NFL. Like, it's almost like I lived another life. So I'm just thankful. I guess I'm just thankful for my athleticism to keep it short. You know, because I've been able to do things that other people haven't been able to experience, and I appreciate that now that I'm older.
This is my question. What character would you be on Harry Potter?
Real fast. Hey, Glenn.
The main character.
Glenn, first off, you was amazing on the football field, man. Man, you were one of the greats. But Trent, before you talk about every game you ever played, because every game you got on the field, you was amazing. Nick Saban Jr. wants to ask everyone, how do you think you would measure up in today's Alabama offense?
Oh my God, all of them go crazy.
Yeah, I thought.
Running behind that line. Running behind that line.
All of them go crazy.
Yeah, I think we like
that'd be dumb.
This running back room right here that we got.
Hey man, I can see Coffee now. I can see Coffee now carrying a football and a Harry Potter book. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, all right. So Trent Richardson, Man, first off, I want to say, man, it's an honor and a privilege having you on the CTS. But let's talk about one last time the game that made you famous. What game do you think it, made Alabama fans look at you and be like, man, this guy's the real deal?
I had to say, man, it had to be that. Yeah. I had a lot of great moments at Bama, man, but that Arkansas game my freshman year was like really like a moment for me. But one of my biggest gains, and people probably won't even realize, like I had the most rushing yards in the national championship my freshman year, in the most receiving yards in my freshman year in the national championship game. And they still got the MVP to Mark, but it is what it is. No, man, but you know what, like my most memorable, my most like just touching moment for me at Bama, like really like sharing those moments with my family, right? It's like it's nothing I can repay Alabama for what they did for me and my family. Like, them being able to, travel from Pensacola, be able to come to the games and, to see that big time stuff. And like for me, like I never wanted to let the guys down, like Glenn that came before me, like Derrick, like all of y'all guys. I never wanted to let y'all down, so I wanted to keep that tradition going. Like, so for me, like every game was a focus, and every practice was like, man, I can't let these guys my ancestors that came before me, I cannot let these guys down. Like I really couldn't. Like that was like my mindset through my whole time in college. I could not let these guys down because I know the legacy that Glenn.
He low-key calling y'all old.
it's just out of respect.
I know I am, and I appreciate it, and I can tell them straight up. Y'all carried the torch. We started, and y'all continued, and they're continuing to do it now. So, I'm proud of the backs of Bama. Like I said, we are RBU. We've been that for a long time.
Hey, Derrick, you can kill all that old stuff, man. You don't look nothing like no 50-something, bro. You look good. I ain't gonna lie to you. So you can kill all that stuff. You know what? Sometimes you can speak stuff and you be like, nah, bro. You way stop saying you old. You bro. You looking good, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
That's how that running back room is, though, man. Everybody be like, man, I'm getting old, bro. Like that's how that running back room is. Like my kids think I'm like, my kids think I'm 50, right? So my kids like, I'm riding my son bike the other day. I put it on Instagram. I'm talking about that damn seat too my ass up too. I'm riding the damn bike the other day. And so before I get on the bike, my son say, Dad, you want to put it in the gear? I was like, son, what you talking about? You're like, what gear you want to put on? Dad, do you know what a gear is? I'm like, yeah, I know what a gear is. You want to put the seat up? You know how to put the seat up? I'm like, yeah, man, they have bikes for $50.
Hey, Steve, he said, my son think I'm 50, like 50's old. My son think I'm 70. Because I'm for real.
Wow.
Well,
So question to all of y'all. All right, before I get out of here, because my minutes about to go. Listen, so y'all prediction on the Miami-Alabama game. Glenn, you go first.
Bama gonna win.
What score? What's the score?
Oh man, I don't be watching to give no score. 21-7.
All right.
And how you type in the on the little thing right there on the right?
It's cool, Glenn. We're about to close up. Derrick, what do you got to score, my man?
38-13.
Okay.
Trent, what you got?
I got 38-0.
Okay.
And my man Glenn, my man Glenn, Steve Brown, Ken Darby, what do you got?
I think we got him 31-10.
Okay, right. I'll take it all. Well, let's move into our.
Hey, y'all, real quick. This is my 5-year-old from that Ole Miss game. Come here, baby. Look, she 15 now. Well, she 14 now. My baby got old on me. I'm getting old.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Miss Trent?
Hey, from what game? Hey, hold on. From what game?
Ole Miss game.
Ole Miss
hold
game.
on. From what game?
The Ole Miss game, Steve.
Oh, so wait. So wait, hold on. Are you telling us you conceived that baby after the game?
Nah, man. I'm saying the reason I scored the 5 touchdowns.
Oh my God!
Hey, he's too
on that note.
The reason
on that note, I'm gonna move
Hey,
into our.
Justin, close us out, man.
We need to. On that note,
I'm gonna pray for you, man. I'm gonna pray for you.
matter of fact, our closing is gonna be a prayer. No, for real. Trent, I wanted to take this moment for you to promote your combine coming up. If you would, man, speak on that. Tell us what's up next for you, how we can get you on social media.
Oh yeah, man. So we got so I'm actually gonna play ball again in Mexico, man. They got a league called the Family League, and they doing a lot of great stuff over there, man. It's actually gonna be probably bigger than Canada. They got like 3 million fans over there, man. But it's actually big. So actually holding combines for teams to come out. You got so many semi-pro teams and arena teams. I mean, these guys ain't getting paid for it. They getting beat up. You can go over there, man. Ain't no salary cap. They pay whoever. They really want guys to go over there, and change the face of what they think about Mexico. And when you talk about Mexico, people think about cartel and they think about drugs and stuff like that. And it's way bigger than that, and it's way much more than that. So we actually holding a combine in Pensacola, I think on the 3rd of September. Then we hold one in October here in Birmingham, Classic Weekend. So man, I'm doing like 4 or 5 of them. We already did one in Dallas. We had a great turnout. I think they offered 7 guys on spot. So man, they trying to pay guys. They they want American football out there. When they first came to me, they was sitting there saying football, and I'm thinking like I don't know nothing about no soccer. I'm too big for that. That field too big for me. That ain't nothing, And they were saying no, we want American football, and they told them just come check it out. And man, it's so beautiful out there, y'all. Like like $1 for us is like $20 out there. Like, and you can live like
ball out.
Yeah, you can live like superstars over there, like seriously, like, and they take their sports so serious over there. That's why they have a game over there every year, the NFL game over there every year. They're in London, they have a game over there every year. So, like for guys and stuff, I know y'all just ain't gonna talk over me while I'm doing it. There's no respect, man. I tell you. But yeah, man, they you can go find everything on TR3 Alliance Combines, TR3 Combines.com, and you can go to my social media as TRich33_. But you can get all the information, man. And I'm telling you, these combines are filled with all the coaches are there, all the owners are there, and they are offering on spot.
That's what's up. Well, we'll definitely do our part to promote that too, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us. All right, folks, if y'all have any questions for the show or any guest suggestions, email the show, thebamastandard@gmail.com. Next week, we have a special treat, the 1999 Alabama linebackers. So Marvin and his crew are going to take over our show. So you can only imagine the stories that are going to come from that. But, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. Very glad that we had the opportunity to honor y'all, the best running backs in school history. Thank y'all again.
Most definitely. Glen Coffee, Trent Richardson, Derrick Lassic, Ken Darby. This is greatest of all time, damn it.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, guys.